Ford in Your Future is coming October 7th. The new Ford Fairmont. A new wagon designed for today and the years ahead. The Fairmont wagon has excellent mileage ratings, but while it is trim and lean outside, Fairmont has almost 90% of the passenger space of most large wagons, and with its seat down can swallow up all this cargo. Is Fairmont the Ford of your future? Test drive Fairmont October 7th. Find out for yourself. Fairmont.
Spectacular. You'll see highlights of the U.S. Grand Prix at Watkins Glen as Niki Lauda leads the field in that. Then you'll be seeing the World Middleweight Full Contact Karate Championship live from Indianapolis with Bill Superfoot Wallace, who can part your hair with his right foot very quickly. Here's a pitch down the middle to Roland Harper, who was open but could not hold on. CBS Sports Spectacular next Saturday at 4:30 Eastern Time.
Harper a little bit disappointed. He knew he had room to run. Watched the ball in a bit, turned to go too soon, loses the football.
So Avellini's had open guys. He's had some balls dropped on him, at least 3 here in the first half. And now it is 2nd down and 10 for Chicago. The ball at the 36-yard line. Avellini working with that gusting wind at his back. 14-7 New Orleans. Payton turns the corner and is ripped down at about the 41-yard line. Bring up about 3rd and a long 5, 3rd and 6. Craig Cassidy and Tom Myers were on the stop for the Saints. Walter Payton's now run with the ball 8 times for Chicago, has gained 28 yards. Harper has 14 yards and 4 carries. Avellini was a 6th-round draft choice out of Maryland. He caught Pardee's attention as a rookie when one day they were short of wide receivers. He just went right in and started running patterns. Pardee figured this is the guy who wants to play. Was in preseason competition with Mike Phipps for the starting job. Oh, that ball might have been picked off. I believe it was. Chuck Chris, the strong safety of New Orleans, got it off the hands of Roland Harper. And so the Saints get the ball back at the 46-yard line. Roland Harper is down. It's for sure he's got hurt feelings.
This is what can happen. The ball was not the best thrown ball because the back is Harper swinging out of the backfield. Notice now that he has to turn back inside, even though he's running away toward the sideline. He had to turn completely around to try to get the football. In essence, it was thrown behind him a bit.
And so now Harper is being attended to, and when he twisted back, he might have twisted a knee there, Emerson. That's what they're looking at.
That's the way I got my knee torn up about 9 years ago.
Next week, a lot more NFL action on CBS. The Eagles and the Giants meet up in New Jersey. It's Detroit against the Minnesota Vikings. Other games next week include Atlanta at San Francisco. Atlanta's got a football team this year under the new coach Lehman Bennett. Washington at Tampa Bay. And then some interesting doubleheader games. Those arch rivals from the NFC East. The Cowboys and the Cardinals meet up at St. Louis. Check your local listings for the game or games in your area, as now we have 1st and 10 for New Orleans. 2:39 to play in the first half. Saints lead 14-7 as Muncie turns the corner. Holding on and knocking him down is Fensick, the strong safety from Yale from nearby Barrington, Illinois.
We talked about Fensick making about 17 tackles last week against the Cardinals. Here again, he has to give needed support to his linebacker because Galbraith gets into his linebacker, leaving Muncie solely into the secondary.
Muncie has very elusive speed. He's 220 pounds, can run the 100 in under 10 seconds. Makes very big strides. Doesn't look like he's going that fast, and all of a sudden he whooshes on by. Good fake by Galbraith. He started to fake he was going to go wide, and then came right back, and Manning tucked it in. And Galbraith rips ahead, and again Fensick makes the stop as New Orleans gets a first down. And now we're going to have the 2-minute warning here at Chicago as the Saints are closing in on field goal range. So with 2 minutes left to play in the first half, the score remains the New Orleans Saints 14, the Chicago Bears 7, but the Saints starting to challenge again.
When When you walk through the lobby of a Napa store, you only get a hint of what Napa really has to offer. There's much more, because if we put just one part from every kind of vehicle that Napa has to offer in this lobby, you wouldn't have room to walk. So we put them in this Napa shopping guide instead. Walk through the lobby of your local Napa store today and pick up your free copy. Your Napa store is a great auto supply store, but they've got more, much more. That's NAPA. We help keep America moving.
Now, let me tell you something. I've eaten the dust of many a rodeo, and I built up some kind of a thirst. That's why I drink light beer from Miller. It has a third less calories than the regular beer, and it tastes real good. Light says giddy up to all that flavor, and woe to being filled up. And that ain't no book. What?
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
This is Don Criqui with Emerson Boozer back at Soldier Field in Chicago. The New Orleans Saints with a 14-7 lead. Now have the ball first and 10 at the Bear 33-yard line with 2 minutes to play in the first half. 1:59 to go. Paxton aligns as the tight end to the right. Manning get very tricky in these situations. Goes to Muncy, and he is cut down nicely by the Bears. Doug Buffone, who was reading Muncy all the way, came crashing in from the left side linebacker spot to upend him. Saints not calling a timeout as the clock winding down.
Don Buffone played that one very well, even though I might say that Tony Galbraith went down a little bit too low in his attempt to block Buffone, leaving his arms free, his head free, and he stood tall.
Now Herman goes wide to the right. Mouty, who's made a big reception for New Orleans, is flanked to the left. Manning takes a look over the middle, puts it up. That ball skipped in, just short of a Chicago Bear. Coming up looking to make a play on the ball was Terry Schmidt, the strong safety. And that brings up third down and about 11. There's also a penalty marker down. This will take the Saints out of range. It's a hold.
Holding, number 77, offense, decline, third down.
Marv Montgomery called for the hold. The Bears would rather have the Saints use up the down. So it'll be third down and 11. The ball just inside the 35-yard line of Chicago. Manning, you see, good for 59 yards. He has run for the Saints 2 touchdowns in this game. They lead 14-7. There he goes. Puts it up. Guy's open. Chuck Muncy, he's going to take it in. Touchdown Saints. Boy, this game turned around after the Bears ripped it open early. All of a sudden, New Orleans has ripped it right open the other way. It is a 20-7 game.
Same place that the Bears scored on, a broken play, pressure on the quarterback. This time it's New Orleans time to move the ball in a broken pattern, find their halfback, and Chuck Muncy flips it out and down the right sideline, the same place where Walter Payton scored the opening touchdown for the Bears.
Manning's a great athlete. Recently, the Southeast Conference named their all-time team for the last 25 years, and he was picked as the quarterback. There's been some pretty good ones out of that conference. Here's the extra point attempt. Up and good by Zarro. It's a 21-7 game. Manning, White Sox fans may recall, was offered a $100,000 bonus to sign with the Chicago White Sox as a shortstop.
You don't design this kind of play. You just want to make sure that all your receivers get in front of the quarterback. The quarterback knows where he is. A little flip to his running back, Muncy. And again, we do it.
Muncy runs away from everybody. He can move it out. So now we have 1:04 left to play in the first half, and it's a very disappointing day for those who gathered here at Soldier Field, but a very happy one for New Orleans right now as the Saints, off 2 off performances, all of a sudden are looking like they did when they were beating everybody in the preseason. New Orleans opening up a 21-7 lead in the first half.
It's rather early, Don, but last week both clubs had to play catch-up football. The Bears out in St. Louis And New Orleans.
Zarro elects to scrib the ball downfield into the wind. It's picked up by Robin Earl, a big 240-pound fullback rookie from the University of Washington. And so now Avellini and the Bear offense have just 1 minute to get the ball down the field, 62 yards. Jim Marsalis, who played on Hank Stram's Super Bowl team at Kansas City, has been down on the special teams play regularly, got that tackle. In addition to the U.S. Grand Prix highlights from Watkins Glen and the World Middleweight Full Contact Karate competition from Indianapolis, you also see some of the world's strongest men competition. The second event of this decathlon will be the Steel Bar Bend. Here is Avellini throwing. Oh, what a catch! What a brilliant catch by Bo Rather. Lost his footing. Caught the ball flat in his back on his fingertip. Watch this. This is hard to believe.
That's a circus catch if you ever saw one, but it's the kind of play that can lift an offensive unit, even the defense, when they see a guy make such a tremendous effort to come up with a football.
A 22-yard gain on the play. And so, with 51 seconds left to play in the first half, the Bears have called a timeout. They have the ball at the 40-yard line of New Orleans. The Saints leading in the game 21-7. Avellini's had guys open regularly, Emerson, as he had some drops, as we were pointing out. Very obvious to anybody watching they were dropped. And that one was the kind that should have been dropped.
I think the last one that he threw, other than that one there, the one that was intercepted was a badly thrown pass. That one was a badly thrown pass behind Bo Rathers, but a super catch by Rathers.
Now Avellini brings the Bears out of the huddle. Wide to the right is Rather. Wide to the right is Schubert. Wide to the left is James Scott. Avellini has time, now gets it away, and the ball is caught by Schubert. He's inside the 25-yard line for yet another first down. 43 seconds left to go, and the Bears take their second of 3 allotted timeouts. They are moving the ball right down the field on the quick, hard throws of Bob Avellini. So far in the game, Avellini's put the ball up 10 times, has completed 4 for 84 yards, but he's had 3 dropped. 1 timeout remaining for the Chicago Bears. Sid Gilman is the offensive quarterback coach with the Bears now, former head coach various places around the NFL, San Diego and Houston. That's Gilman talking to Avellini. Somebody here in Chicago wrote, this was the year we're supposed to have the big passing game, but so far all they've determined is whether it's Avellini or Phipps who hands off better to Walter Payton. Same offense, but Avellini's throwing very well today.
Some folk might wonder why teams move the ball well during the last 2 minutes to half or last 2 minutes of the ball game. Most defensive units are in that prevent, and what the main objective is not get hit by the home run football. At this point, resting near the 20-yard line, here's where they must come out of that prevent and play a standard defensive setup.
That was Henry Strand going down the far sideline. Now the Saints drop their free safety. Myers way back deep. Avellini rolling out, puts it up on the go, and he hits his man down at the 7-yard line. Bo Rather catches another one and then goes out of bounds to stop the clock with 37 seconds left.
What the Saints did, they elected to blitz that time. Normally when you blitz, you leave man-on-man coverage downfield on your secondary, and most secondary men don't like to see that happen. Watch the linebackers coming. Here they come, which means that now downfield, which we cannot see, all your defenders is on one-on-one coverage.
Veteran Pat Hughes, who is with the Giants his whole career up until this season, traded to New Orleans, was on the run, closing in on Avellini. Hughes is back in the line at the right side. Swing pass goes out to Roland Harper. Crashes in, touchdown. Oops, there's a penalty marker down at the goal line. There is a penalty marker down at the goal line. It is against Chicago. Play comes back.
Well thrown pass. The ball was thrown right where it should have been, right in front of the running back Harper as he's heading upfield. Took it in. Unfortunately, there is a penalty against the Bears, it looked like.
You saw Roland Harper thunder in, but it comes back. The Bears still have 31 seconds on the clock.
Pass interference, number 34, offense. First down.
Walter Payton accused of offensive pass interference, and so the ball is now set all the way back to the 18-yard line of New Orleans. It'll be first down and 10 there for Chicago. First down and goal there for Chicago. First and goal from the 18. Avellini takes a look. They're giving him time. Lots of time. Man is open. Bo Rather is cut down at the 4-yard line. And the clock is running. The Bears signal for and take their last allotted timeout very wisely with 22 seconds left. They have time now to throw the ball. Let's watch it again here, Boo.
He got plenty of time. It looks as though they would get a little more pressure, but they didn't. They got there a bit too late. An L-type pattern coming directly in front of your quarterback, and all he has to do is wait and deliver the mail.
So Avellini comes back over. Now Chicago, as you see, is out of timeouts. 22 seconds remain to be played here in the second quarter. Chicago took the lead in the first quarter on a 33-yard touchdown pass play from Avellini to Walter Payton. And then the Saints came right back, scored on an Archie Manning run. Got field position again, took it down. Manning going in from just over a yard out. And then on a broken play, Manning rolled out and tipped the ball out, looped it out to Chuck Muncie, who ran it in for the third touchdown. And that's how it stands right now. The Saints with 3 extra points good lead the Bears 21-7. With 22 seconds left to play in the first half, but now Chicago has the good challenge going. They have second down and goal coming up from the 4-yard line of New Orleans. Cassidy, the cornerback, playing on the left side, his first year from Ohio State. He's up against Scott. Avellini takes a look over the middle, triggers the ball. It is dropped. Clock is stopped with 19 seconds. Play only took 3 seconds. But now it is third down and goal from 4 yards out. Pat Hughes and Tom Myers were covering on the play. The intended receiver was Walter Payton. The temperature here is in the low 50s. Looked like it was going to be a tough day to throw in. A lot of rain early in the day. That's cleared up now. Sunny skies. Avellini looks, fires into the end zone. A weird-looking play, and it's broken up. It's fourth down. And so does Jack Pardee try to put it up for a three-pointer from point-blank range. He's going to do that. Playing percentages.
Good defense by the New Orleans Saints because this ball appeared to be completed, but I think Bobby Cassidy comes in after the ball has been tipped, yet gets a piece of it because the ball would have been caught. Good play by Cassidy.
James Scott, 89, the intended receiver. Mike Fultz, a big defensive lineman from Nebraska, 280 pounds, tipped the ball. Now Thomas will try to point after. Or try the field goal, excuse me. Bob Thomas hits it up and good. And so with 10 seconds to play in the first half, the Bears put up points, and they now trail New Orleans 21-10. Jack Pardee electing to go for a sure shot field goal rather than gamble on a 4th and goal from 4 yards out. Looking for the touchdown with still a whole half to play. So Thomas will kick it off again now to the New Orleans Saints, who will have 10 seconds left. No doubt they'll look to just run the clock out and go to the locker room with a much bigger lead than they probably expected to have at this point, coming into the game a decided underdog.
Well, they didn't want to give up the touchdown. You don't want to give up 3 points either, but if you had to take one of the two, you've got to let them go for the three-pointer.
We'll be switching to CBS Control in New York for an update of all the games around the National Football League, complete with highlights with Brett Musburger, Phyllis George, and Irv Cross. We have 10 seconds to play in the first half here in Chicago. The Bears trailing the New Orleans Saints 21-10. Pretty soon they might even decide to have a guy hold the ball. Get an idea how that wind is gusting. Fisher should walk in and tell him to get a guy to hold the ball. Schubert's coming in now. We'll blow off again. Now I'm going to hold it. kick coverage team hates to give up a guy down on one knee. They want everybody down in pursuit. Chuck Muncy is back. The big back is rolling out. And Muncy gets it out to the 23-yard line, and there the clock winds down with 3 seconds left to play. New Orleans will put the ball in for one play, and then the first half will end here at Chicago. The Saints in the lead, 21-10.
Don, seeing Chuck Muncy on the field, that had to be their prevent defense club, expecting maybe an onside kick.
Archie Manning, who's had a big game in the first half at quarterback for New Orleans. He has 2 of the Saints' 3 touchdowns to his credit on the run. Manning takes it down himself, and so the gun sounds. That's the end of the first half with the score. The Saints 21, the Bears 10.
Will the insurance fix our chimney?
Sure, after we plow through the paperwork.
It's different with Allstate.
What's different?
We have the world's largest team of claims specialists.
Don't worry about a thing.
They settle most claims like this without estimates.
No problem.
Allstate specialists are interested in you, not paperwork.
I'll call the contractor today.
Oh.
That was easy.
When it takes being different to be better, Allstate will do it.
That's a promise from us, the Good Hands people.
Energy for a stronger America.
This is a remarkable energy-saving machine called SCAMP. Exxon developed SCAMP to clean the hulls of giant tankers. It can scrub marine growth from an entire supertanker in just half a day. Because a clean ship moves through the water more efficiently, we can save thousands of gallons of fuel every voyage. SCAMP, technology from Exxon that can help save energy for a strong America.
Now Black & Decker has come along with a handyman's helper that's mighty strong. It's small and light, but it pulls its weight. It's the super incredible workmate. Yeah, it's more than a bench and more than a vise. It's got both things working, and that's kind of nice. You can pound on it, a saw on it, a plane of door on it, and a whole lot more. Yeah, when you're alone and there's work to do, the workmate'll help you see it through.
I want that man now. He will come back here tomorrow with me. You have my word.
Oh, Daniel, when are you going to learn?
A settler's betrayal turns the Indians against Daniel Boone. Now he must prove himself in a savage Cherokee trial or die. Young Daniel Boone, Tuesday night at 8, 7 Central and Mountain.
Next Saturday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern, CBS Sports Spectacular presents highlights of the U.S. Grand Prix from Watkins Glen. Live coverage of the World Middleweight Full Contact Karate Championship with Bill Superfoot Wallace defending his title against Pat Worley. And the World's Strongest Men competition featuring the Steel Bar Bend contest. That's next Saturday at 4:30.
Irvin Phillips, I've just been handed a story that heavyweight boxing champion Muhammad Ali said he will not fight anyone for another 8 months, and he will, as always, consider retiring. But, said Ali, I don't think that I am ready to retire yet. And now let's take you around the National Football League and quickly update the scores. In the fourth quarter, Atlanta holding on. Good defense against the Giants today. Philadelphia and Detroit. Detroit leading 17-13. The Eagles had been ahead 13-10. New England and the New York Jets, this could be the big upset of the day. The Jets have played a standout football game, and they lead 27-20 in the fourth quarter now. Pittsburgh and Cleveland, the amazing Browns, hanging tough. 3 touchdown passes for Bradshaw in that game. Green Bay and Minnesota, many of you watching that game. At the half, the Vikes lead 13-7. New Orleans and Chicago, many of you also watching this contest. And it is the Saints trying to win for the first time, ahead 21-10 at the half. Tampa Bay and Dallas at the half. The rest of you watching this contest, the Bucs have been able to score, but still it doesn't look as though they will win for the first time. An update on that Buffalo-Baltimore, the Bills have scored, and now they are tied at 7. And Phyllis George, speaking of updates, what about the United States Grand Prix?
It is raining in Glenn Watkins. I've got so many names in my head today. CBS Sports Spectacular will bring you coverage of that race next Saturday at 4:30 Eastern Time. But right now, let's go to Kenny Squire, who's trackside for a progress report in that rain. Ken, what's happening?
Well, Phyllis, under adverse conditions, King James the Fleet, James Hunt of England, is leading the United States Grand Prix here at Watkins Glen by only 11 seconds over the United States of America's Mario Andretti. Running third is South Africa's Jody Scheckter, while in fourth is Niki Lauda. There is Hunt, the leader. Running in fifth on this very wet, rainy track is Carlos Reutemann of Argentina. Clay Regazzoni, the Swiss, is running seventh. He's being challenged by Ronnie Peterson of Sweden. Next in line, and Jacques Lafitte runs in the eighth position. Danny Ungaius of the United States started 26th. He moved all the way to 16th position, crashed. He is all right. Hans Stuck of West Germany, seeking his first Grand Prix victory, went out in front, led this race by as much as 8 seconds. Then he, too, has crashed here in the rain. Most of the cars are all on wet tires, and those tires, as the track is now beginning to dry out, are beginning to have problems. They may lose their tires before this one is over. James Hunt, right here, your leader in turn one.
And again, you will see that race next Saturday on the CBS Sports Spectacular. And the NFL Today will continue on CBS in just a moment.
The NFL Today will continue after this word from your local station. Archie Bunker pursues his dream to buy Kelsey's Bar in a one-hour season premiere of All in the Family tonight on CBS.
Terry Bradshaw has just run for a touchdown in the Steelers in the fourth quarter. They kicked the extra point. It is 28-14 now, Pittsburgh over Cleveland. And with highlights, let's take a look at the New York Giants and the Atlanta Falcons. The Giants unable to score, and this play set up the Falcons' first touchdown. It was a punt to Lawrence, and watch him bust a couple of weak tackles here, coming back down the sideline. They couldn't pull him down from his ankle, and he got down to the Giants' 34-yard line. Scott Hunter, who once played in a playoff game with the Green Bay Packers against the Washington Redskins on the keeper, got it down to the 1-inch line. And from there, Scott handed off to Ely, who busted across, and after the extra point, it was 7-0. Here's the Falcon defense in action. I've been telling you about them. Goldstein, formerly of Northern Illinois. There he is, sacked by Lewis. Watch now, Kuykendall going to get in on him and deflect the pass. Well, I'll tell you, if the Falcons win today, they'll be 2-1, and they had a chance to beat Washington. Watch this interception. Here's Ray Brown. They're doing an excellent job today in the fourth quarter, shutting out the Giants. Irv?
Tell you, Brent, I'm trying to listen to the Philadelphia-Detroit game right now. Ron Jaworski just went out of the game with a leg injury in the fourth quarter, but the Lions are leading that game by a score of 17-13. Here's Ron here at quarterback right now, 3rd and 16 on the Philadelphia 22-yard line. He goes to the air, but the ball's picked off here by Levi Johnson. He makes a nifty run back up to the 14-yard line, setting up a Dexter Buzzy score. You'll see it in a second as Buzzy goes off his right end, blast upfield for a nifty 14-yard run. Detroit draws first blood, 7-0. Philadelphia tries to come back as Jaworski again goes to the air, this time to his tight end Krepley, makes a nifty catch. Touchdown, Philadelphia, and it's all knotted up 7-7. Jaworski handing off this time to Mike Hogan, a pretty nifty running back. He makes a real neat run here, working off to his left side, coming upfield, goes all the way down to the 1-yard line. Jaworski goes to the air again, this time looking for his biggest receiver, 6'8" Harold Carmichael. He catches on to it. The Eagles take a temporary lead, 10-13, because they missed the extra point. Landry counters with another pass himself. Dexter Buzzy goes in for a score. Detroit leads 17-13 in the fourth quarter, and Jaworski is out with an injury.
Irvin Phillips, the Green Bay Packers struck first in their game against the Minnesota Vikings. It was a 95-yard pass that we're going to show you. Lynn Dickey, formerly of Houston, unloading it to Odom, who has got speed as he gets up, and he was knocked down on the play, and he just ran it the rest of the way. And after the extra point, it was 7-0, Packers over the Vikes. But Tarkenton came back. Remember the sensational rookie of a year ago, Sammy White, that great catch he made in the playoffs? Here's a touchdown to White after the extra point tied at 7. Chuck Foreman then went across for a touchdown. Extra point failed, and it was 13-7. And right now, let's go back to the stadiums as the NFL Today continues on CBS.
The New Orleans Saints leading 21-10 over the Bears. The Bears might be caught looking over their shoulders defending dates against the Los Angeles Rams and the Minnesota Vikings. Last week they had to come back. Didn't make it against the Cardinals. This week they're trying to come back against the Saints. The Saints want to get their first win here at Soldier Field after a very impressive 5-1 preseason. They need a win here today. Also the Bears, because if they are to stay in the race with Detroit and the Vikings, they must stay in contention. And we have 2 quarters of football to play, but last week they had trouble trying to come back. So we'll see if they can come back again today, trailing only by 11 points. And sometimes 11 points can be just a wee bit too much, but as it all unfolds, you'll see it right here on CBS. Last week, the point was put on Walter Payton for not stepping out of bounds to stop the clock. This week, it's been marked a number of drop passes. They have moved the ball, but not effectively. We'll be back. The score 21-10, New Orleans Saints leading.
Are you still chained to? Gotcha. The rechargeable Norelco rotary razor lets you walk away, free from nicks and cuts. Its 36 surgical steel rotary razor blades are safely protected inside 3 floating heads to give you a comfortable shave that's razor close, razor smooth, for up to 3 weeks on a single charge. The rechargeable Norelco rotary razor. It lets you walk away from gotcha.
Hi, ever need to rent a car fast? Watch. Hertz, #1 club number 21586, arriving San Diego at 2 p.m. on RAL Flight 9. Returning it there tomorrow. Okay, thanks. That's all there is to it. When you're in the #1 club, nobody makes renting a car faster or easier than the Superstar. Even before you get there, your car is pre-assigned, your forms filled out. So rent a Ford fast from Hertz, the Superstar in rent-a-car.
I always wanted to play for the Philadelphia Eagles. After college, I kept working out, running through the streets of Philadelphia. Then, finally, I made it as a 30-year-old rookie. For me, Vince Papale, it was a dream come true. Another dream came true in Philadelphia here in 1776 at Independence Hall. The Liberty Bell rang it out, and Betsy Ross sewed a flag for it. Dreams are still coming true as Philadelphia rebuilds the riverfront and Center City area. These people are dream makers. They're United Way volunteers, neighbors, fans, and teammates working for the mentally ill and retarded, the YMCA, and many other agencies funded by our United Way. Philadelphia wouldn't be the same without them. They take pride in their team, their city, and their United Way. On behalf of the volunteers in the 4-county area of Philadelphia, we'd like to say thanks to you. It works for all of us, the United Way.
The preceding announcement was brought to you as a public service by the National Football League. Here at Soldier Field in Chicago, the score at the half is the New Orleans Saints 21, the Chicago Bears 10. Emerson, what do the Bears have to do to get back in this?
They've had a number of drop passes, I would say about 5, even though I think a couple were thrown behind. They are throwing the ball well. They will throw it again in the 4th quarter because they opted to have the wind in their face in the opening quarter. So you're looking for a big push with their passing in the 4th quarter. 3rd quarter will be relegated to the running attack by the Chicago Bears, and they do have a good one with Walter Payton leading it off and Roland Harper.
Conversely, the New Orleans Saints got their first sustained offense of this regular season after what we pointed out was their best preseason ever. Manning has played an excellent football game.
They have moved well, and I think the important factor here is that the New Orleans Saints handed the Bears that first defeat during the preseason, so they know exactly what they want to do, and they're doing it well at this point.
Let's take a look now at how the first half statistics break down. The New Orleans Saints with a slight advantage in total yards, and actually a substantial advantage in rushing, and that has been their weak suit. They have not run the ball with any consistency. They have today 91 yards. Last week, as we pointed out, had it not been for Muncie's 31-yard touchdown run and a broken pass play, the Saints would have come out of that game with 8 yards rushing against the Lions from scrimmage. Offensive plays, the Saints had 39 to Chicago's 26 last week. Detroit doubled New Orleans' output of offensive plays. So the Saints have done what they set out to do. That's control of football. Their best drive was over 7 minutes in duration, 74 yards in distance. And now we'll see what the Bears come out and do. Probably keep going to that passing game because Avellini's had guys open. There has been some breakdowns in the Saints coverage. There's no question about that, but the Bears have not been able to capitalize. Dropping back deep is the rookie from Southern California, Vince Evans, as teeing up the ball is Richie Zarro. Both teams having trouble getting that ball teed up at this end of the field as the wind is stronger than it has been. It is very strong, gusting left to right, coming off Lake Michigan. Zarro hits the ball hard with the wind at his back, and Evans he's going to bring it out from 8 yards deep. 10, 20, and gets it out to the 21, so he got a yard more than he would have gotten. Taking the touchback on the play for New Orleans, covering was Wick Kingrave. It's 1st and 10, Chicago.
1st and 10 for the Bears. Ball at the 21-yard line.
Evans took a big chance in breaking this ball out. Rule of thumb, normally if the ball is kicked 5 yards or more into the end zone, you should stay in. But take a look at Mr. Campbell here. Great big fellow ramble down the field, and whoops, you've got to keep your head on a swivel, so to speak, seeing exactly what's around you.
Avellini takes the deep drop, puts it up wide open is Roland Harper. Bo rather ran an out pattern, cleared that side out completely, and it was just an open set there for the running back swinging out to take the ball over the middle, wide open. They were talking about that, some of the scouts downstairs, how wide open the Bear running backs have been coming out.
The Bear running backs and attempting to throw them has caused one turnover. And a ball thrown slightly behind Harper early in the second quarter led into an interception by the Saints in good field position.
Walter Payton runs into trouble right at the 35-yard line. Payton gets the ball out to just across the 35. It'll be 2nd down and 8. Jim Merlo backing the line at the left side. 57, Joe Fetterspiel in the middle. We're on the stop. Merlo, Fetterspiel, and Hughes backing the line for New Orleans. Now Westbrooks is in for Hughes on the right side. Clarence Chapman and Craig Cassidy at the corners. Avellini puts it up. Harper's open again. Merlo knocks him down short of the 1st down. It'll bring up 3rd and about 3.
It looks as though the Bears are staying with their original game plan. They opened the first quarter doing basically the same kind of thing. When they threw a very short pass, which you have to do when there's a strong wind as you face. Make sure you're throwing it to your running backs and your tight end short.
Bo Rather comes out of the game, number 80. James Scott comes out. On 3rd and short, they're going to go apparently with a power formation. That has been a problem for Chicago, the 3rd down today. 2 tight ends in the game. Payton is cut down for a loss of a yard. Greg Westbrooks, number 60, came shooting through the gap. A 3rd-year linebacker from Colorado, and he got Walter Payton for a loss, and so it's 4th down, and the Bears will have to punt the ball to New Orleans.
That's basically been the story for the Bear offense. Their 3rd down efficiency has been very poor today, and if they're going to win the ball game, they have to make the 3rd down situations.
Low snap, but Parsons gets it away. Fair catch is made by Motti at the 32, and there New Orleans will go on offense, 1st and 10. 12:21 left to play in the 3rd quarter. The score remains the Saints 21, the Chicago Bears 10.
Of all of the small cars to choose from, Ford Pinto offers the kind of value that makes it the best-selling American small car. Pinto has a low price, and over 75% of Pinto's schedule maintenance requirements have been reduced or eliminated. And Pinto has higher resale value than Chevy Chevette. When it comes to small cars, there are a lot to choose from. When it comes to value, look to Ford Pinto, the best-selling American small car. When America needs a better idea, Ford puts it on wheels.
Here they come,
pouring in from California and Vermont, from Texas, Oklahoma, and Georgia, from all over the country. Billions of used aluminum cans headed for recycling. Today, about 1 out of 4 aluminum cans is recycled and used again. Tomorrow may be 1 out of 3. Someday, maybe every one of them.
We can't wait for tomorrow. Alcoa can't wait.
Back at Soldier Field in Chicago, this is Don Criqui with Emerson Boozer. We're in the third quarter, 12-21 to play in it. The Saints holding to a 21-10 lead, going offense for the first time in the third quarter, breaking into the open formation. Galbraith, power run, gets it up the middle behind Montgomery, Schumacher, and his center Hill. As New Orleans is coming off the ball very quickly, straight power blocking down at Atlanta, Georgia. The Falcons continue to lead the Giants. It's now a 10-3 game as Atlanta had a 10-0 lead. Pittsburgh has opened it up now with the Cleveland Browns with a 28-14 lead. Bradshaw having the big game for the Steelers, throwing the ball. Handoff goes to Chuck Muncie as he darts and weaves and looks for a place to go. He gets ahead for 2 yards out to the 39-yard line. And that brings up 3rd down and 3 for Chicago. Jerry Myers and Doug Buffone were on the stop for the Bears.
Don, looking at the Saints come out in their offensive unit, it shows that they have not made any changes at halftime. They opened the ball game running the same kinds of plays as Galbraith and Muncie, so they're sticking with the original game plan.
Galbraith didn't get there, then maybe he did. As he spun off, it's going to be very close. Don Reeves, the middle linebacker, held on. Fensick, the strong safety, came up and hit him down. And the ball is spotted now. Looks from here like he's got enough for first down. If he does, it'll be by the nose of the football. Just got it. So, as Gary Fensick comes up to force the run, Galbraith, a 225-pound fullback, spins off and gets the first down. Just gets it.
Don, that's one reason most running backs will try to keep their head up, because if you allow your shoulders along with your legs to be stopped, you don't have a chance to roll or spin for the extra inch.
Manning, play faking, good blocking, puts it up long. Out there is Thaxton. Jim Thaxton has the football and gets it down to the 16-yard line. Thaxton, in his 4th year from Tennessee State, was just another guy on the New Orleans roster until the preseason, when he started tearing everybody up. There was nobody, none of the linebackers could stay with him when he come out and go deep like that off the tight end formation. That's where he comes from.
This time we got a blitz by the linebacker. The linebacker didn't hold him up at all, which turns him loose free down on your strong safety before he knows it. And Thaxton has very good speed and finds the football.
Runs right by the linebacker, right by the strong safety, and advances the ball all the way down to the 16-yard line. A 41-yard gain, and the Saints, with a 21-10 lead, are challenging again now. Pitch back to Galbraith. And Galbraith runs it down close to the 13-yard line. Billy Newsome and Jerry Myers, the 2 defensive ends, were on the stop for Chicago. 9:45 to play in the third quarter, as the Saints get the big play. Manning to Thaxton, a 41-yard gainer. And now they have the ball inside the Bears' 15-yard line. Virgil Livers is playing the corner on the right side for Chicago. Alan Ellis is on the left side. Gary Fensick is back deep along with Terry Schmidt as the deep safeties. Quick draw, and they go to Galbraith, gets the ball down close to the 10. It'll bring up 3rd and 6 now for New Orleans. Reeves, the middle linebacker, played the run well. And we have the Saints with a 3rd down, and a big one coming up as they're down close again to a score.
Don, Archie Manning is mixing his plays very well. That time he faked a little pitch out to Chuck Muncie and gave it on a draw play to Galbraith.
Manning loses his footing again. The quarterback draw, and again Manning takes it in for a touchdown. Archie Manning calls his own number and for a third time scores a touchdown. They love it in New Orleans, but it's not a happy setting right here in Chicago as the boos start to cascade down.
Again, the Bears are victimized by their scheme of things, blitzing their linebackers, bringing the defensive ends upfield, which tells Archie Manning, my middle is open. All I have to do is fake pass, run up the middle. He has scored again for the third time today.
Zorro with the point after. It is up. It is good. So now with 8 minutes and 44 seconds to play in the third quarter, the Saints have opened up a 28-10 lead, and Chicago's going to have to start pitching.
Now try and forget the 10th largest life insurance company in America, Lincoln National Life. We're easy to remember.
You know, it looked like a light day with nothing to deliver but posters for the AC Spark Plug Buy 7 Get 1 free sale. What could be easier, right? Wrong. Do you know how many places sell AC Spark Plugs? And everyone with a poster like this is selling 8 AC Spark Plugs for the price of 7, as long as supplies last.
Sure, getting a free AC Spark Plug is a great idea. But you better move fast.
Someday, Archie wants to buy a business.
I want to see Kelsey's bar turned into Bunker's bar.
At 8:30, 7:30 Central and Mountain.
As you see, the Saints go 67 yards in 7 plays. 41 of the yards coming on the throw from Manning to Thaxton, and now with Manning scoring the touchdown, it's a 28-10 game. Art Best is back deep for Chicago, and he downs the ball. That might be why he was sent in there the last time that the Saints kicked off. Vince Evans elected to bring it out from 9 yards deep. Percentages are against you on that.
That's a no-no in any league, not only the National Football League, but wherever you're playing football, you should never bring the ball out when it's 5 yards or more into the end zone.
So the ball is at the 20-yard line, 1st and 10 for Chicago. So far in the game, Archie Manning has thrown the ball 10 times, has completed 6 for 135 yards and 1 touchdown. He has rushed 6 times for 41 yards and 3 touchdowns. Manning has figured in all 4 scores. Avellini with time puts it up. Man is open. The ball was off the fingertips of James Scott.
That was a comeback pattern, Don. Ball was thrown a little bit too high, and when a receiver's coming back, as soon as he's turned and finds the ball up high, it's difficult for him to go from a standing position, a moving position, back to your quarterback to get up for the football.
A lot of guys in this league would have caught that ball low.
Naturally, anytime the ball hits the hands, it should be caught, whether it's high or low.
Schubert comes out wide to the left now. Avellini goes to the fly pattern the other way with the ball. Oh, it's off once again off the fingertips of James Scott. He ain't getting it done.
The Bear fans don't like it. They're beginning to boo. This is about the 7th or 8th drop pass Avellini has had against him today, Don.
James Scott, normally a sure-handed receiver, comes back shaking his head. Scott leads the Bears coming to this game, caught 7 passes for an average catch of 14 yards in the first 2 games. Avellini takes a look. They're sure giving him time. The ball is off the hands of Roland Harper. And so the Bears come up short on a 3rd and 10. They have to punt the ball back to New Orleans. And if there's a guy that'll keep the points going up if he can, it's Henry Stram. He don't like to hold back.
Hank will never let up whenever he gets a chance to put the thumb on you. And right now, he has to move things around because he's lost 2 ball games, Don.
He is fully aware of that. Here's a kick by Parsons, who got very good foot into it, but the wind stops the ball. It takes a hop the other way, and there's also a penalty marker down. We might have a clip on New Orleans. They're pointing to one of the Saints. That stops the clock with 8 minutes and 12 seconds left to play in the third quarter here at Soldier Field in Chicago. The Saints leading the game 28-10. They were up 21-10 at halftime. And then Archie Manning ran in a short time ago for his 3rd touchdown running of this game. He's also passed for 1. And it is going to be a clip against the Saints. So they'll mark off the yardage from the point of infraction, which was the 47-yard line of New Orleans. And that sets the ball all the way back down to the 32.
Personal foul, flipping during the kick, number 24, receivers.
Clarence Chapman was the man who was guilty of the clip. So instead of getting the ball on the Bears' end of the field, New Orleans goes back on offense at their 32-yard line. Manning now with an 18-point lead. Might try to go right back to that ball control offense. Run those big backs at the Chicago defense. Chicago's looking for it. The outside linebackers come up tight. Reeves ready to fill that gap in the middle. Manning play faking. Puts it up. The ball is caught. All across midfield and out to the 48-yard line. Rookie Rich Maudie takes the ball for a first down. So when the Bears had the linebackers up tight, I don't know if Manning checked off or not. He went to the throw and got it.
Well, it looks as though you called it right on the head. I couldn't be sure that he checked off, but I'm sure with all that movement by the linebacking core, his program says check off to something short right behind the linebackers.
During the preseason, Henry Stram had a foul call on one of his players. Official called out the number. Henry said he isn't out there. He said, well, then it's 55. Henry said, what is this, bingo? Here is the handoff, and Muncy breaks the crust and almost takes it out into open field. As it was, he got ahead for an 8-yard gain down to the 41-yard line of Chicago. Fensick again making the stop from the free safety spot along with Wayman Bryant.
Right now,
watch Galbraith hit.
The St. linemen, Montgomery, Schumacher, Hill, Zanders, and Morrison, they have to be very happy with the way things are going. And I know that Muncy and Galbraith are feeling fine because they're moving the football. They're opening cracks. They're blocking for the passer. Things are on the up.
Fensick hit him square with his head. Took up all that good learning he got at Yale. Galbraith down inside the 40 to the 38. Myers knocked him down, and it looks like a first down for New Orleans. As the third quarter clock now shows 6:40 to play. The Saints lead the Bears 28-10 here at Soldier Field in Chicago. These two teams met here in August in a preseason game. New Orleans won that one 20-14. Like Sanders, the right guard, left early. Saints are pointing at the Chicago Bears. There's no way the defense can draw them off unless they come across and hit them. So it'll be 1st and 15. Gary Fensick has 10 tackles today for Chicago. He's assisted on 4 others.
Ball start, number 79, offense, first down.
.6:19 left to go now in the third quarter. It'll be 1st down and 15 for the Saints. Herman lines up tight. Muncy glides through and slides on down to the 35-yard line, a pickup of about 7 yards. Jerry Myers knocked him down. 6 minutes left to go in the third quarter.
It looks as though the Saints have found a home here. They're coming inside a lot. They're starting wide off tackle, and both Muncy and Galbraith are finding a gaping hole several times back into the middle.
First back through is Galbraith. He is knocked down as he gets just inside the 35-yard line of the Bears.
This time the Bears said, we've had enough of you running into our middle, and Mr. Reeves filled the gap nicely.
So it'll bring up a 3rd down and 7 now for New Orleans at the 35-yard line of Chicago. Saints led at the half 21-10. They've now opened up a 28-10 lead. Archie Manning, the Saints quarterback, has run for 3 touchdowns in this game. He has passed to Muncie for the others. Chicago scored first in the 33-yard pass play, Avellini to Payton. Manning gets time, puts it up. Herman is out there wide open. But the ball came in, as you saw, too deep. So that brings up 4th down. Don Herman, a former New York Giant, turns in.
The Bears put a little bit of pressure on Archie Manning. I think he released it a little bit too soon because Herman had a good move going across the middle there on Ellis. And the ball is just a bit too far out front.
Herman sacrificed his body, did not get to the ball. Now we have Zarro trying a 52-yard field goal attempt. He can hit it from that far. Plus, he's got a wind at his back. Hit the crossbar. Hit the crossbar. That's an automatic touchback. Ball comes out to the 20 for the Bears. You could try to do that all week and not be able to do it.
You tried all year and you won't hit it.
So the Saints' 52-yard field goal comes up literally inches short, as you see it carom off the crossbar, and Chicago takes over the ball, trailing 28-10.
Come on, old trademark. Time for your walk. What's the hurry? I know where we're going. To where your family began. With the same Levi's blue jeans worn by this man. Hey, you've come quite a ways, little registered Mark. Now that I see these guys by the park dressed in your newest edition, sums it up right there. Levi's sportswear. Trademark, I know what you'd say if you could. Levi's don't have to be blue, just have to be good.
Save at Ward's during the National Hardware Week sale. Got a storage problem? Get the solution. Ward's 10x9 steel storage building. It's Ward's tallest with 8 feet of headroom to end bending and stooping. And it's sale priced, $80 off. For security, there's Ward's galvanized steel fence fabric, now sale priced at 47 cents per foot. Give Ward's a call today for a free in-home estimate. Get storage, security, and savings during the National Hardware Week sale at Ward's.